A few months ago, one of my favorite, if not favorite at the time, marketing campaign of the year came out. And it was the IHOP marketing campaign where they basically changed their name to introduce or reintroduce or let people know that they don't just serve breakfast. And they were dropping the B, if you will. And a lot of people didn't know what it was going to, or they were dropping the P to the B. And a lot of people didn't know what it was going to be. But it was a marketing promotion promoting that they served burgers, and they went from IHOP to IHOB. And I thought that it was brilliant. Brilliant with a B. The reason is because oftentimes people are trying to regurgitate the exact same thing over and over again, and sometimes you just have to spice things up and do something crazy. And I thought that the IHOP marketing campaign did that well. It got people talking about IHOP, probably for the first time at masses, if not ever, in a very long time. And so I think that's great. It cost them very little because they were already going to be paying for these campaigns anyway because they market a lot. And what's cool about it is it got them a lot of opportunities. Then, a few days ago, Burger King drops the mic and wins, to this point, with 24 days left, the marketing campaign of the year, at least for the masses, in my opinion. And simply, it looks like not only are they trying to get eyeballs, but they are also trying to get downloads to their app. Now, I don't think a lot of people actually have a lot of food apps downloaded on their phone. Obviously, people have a lot of apps downloaded, but I don't think that a singular focused restaurant like a Burger King has a lot of downloads. It probably has more downloads than most restaurants, but I don't think it's like a huge percentage of people. I just don't think people consume in that kind of way. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but they're trying to get downloads. And what do? They come up with something that they call the Whopper Detour. It's super, super brilliant. And I use that word brilliant for things that I think are absolutely ridiculously incredible. So what do? So they make you download the app first, right? The BK app. I also call it the BK Lounge. I stole that from Dane Cook, from 1995 or whenever he came out. So you download the app. Then you drive towards a McDonald's. They say you can get as close to it within 600 feet. So they use a geofence, basically, that says, okay, you're close to this McDonald's because McDonald's knows where, or Burger King knows where McDonald's are. So they can say if you get close, then we're going to throw up, using our geofence, this thing that says, hey, you can get a Whopper for $0.01 when you go to McDonald's. Super smart. But and then you get to go to the actual Burger King and get that Whopper for 1 penny. Yep, simply for just 1 penny you can get a Whopper, and then they have you on the app, which is obviously what they're doing it for. They want you to download the app, and then a lot of people believe that if you can get someone to download it, then hopefully you can market to them and have them come back each, over and over and over again. And so when I checked last night or the night before, they were the trending app on the iStore, the Apple Store, whatever they call that, and I'm sure it was number 1 on the Android store wherever you download apps. And so it looked like it was working. People are getting the promotion, and people are talking about it. Which, me talking about being an anomaly, you have to do things that stand out and that are different. I actually think it's good marketing for McDonald's as well, right? So you're double marketing. Burger King do this. Oh, but you gotta be by McDonald's. Look, that's definitely free marketing for McDonald's too. So while they might be mad at the ad, I'm sure they're happy for the free marketing as well. I always thought like that movie Super Size Me was a good ad for McDonald's just as much as it was a bad ad. Because if people are talking about you, people are talking about you. And so you go to Burger King, you get you can pick it up, and then my guess is they're going to upsell you on other things throughout time. But you have the app. Hopefully you link to notifications there, and they can send you notifications. You subscribe to those notifications, and then they're going to play the game. Oh, hey, come back. We'll give you this. Buy a Whopper now. We'll give you a free fries and a Coke. I mean, think about it. What does it cost them to make a Whopper? I don't know, 25 cents maybe at the bulk that they're doing. So for a penny giving it away, yeah, if you could get someone in your doors for losing of 23 cents, I think it was worth it. Not including the ad spend. Obviously, I understand that. But people are talking about Burger King in a way where, just like with IHOP, they weren't before. So I'm giving them, as of December 7th, when I'm recording this of 2018, the marketing campaign of the year. Because they got eyeballs and they got reactions. And then something that we weren't actually able to see immediately with the IHOP campaign was downloads. And so because Burger King was trending #1 on the download stores, you know that it was working. So kudos to them for doing that. And so how can you do this yourself? It's not always the greatest ideas to, bash your competition like they were. But I think you have to do things that stand out, do things that creatively are a little different, and get people to see you. And if you get a second, I definitely recommend checking out the Whopper Detour campaign, which I thought was hilarious and well done. So not only the whole act of downloading and get towards McDonald's, but the videos that they did, they had some people show up to McDonald's saying, I want to get my Whopper. And McDonald's people are like, we don't sell the Whopper. One of the employees said, we couldn't make a good Whopper if we had to. Go to Burger King, it's down the street. And so all these things that I'm sure, McDonald's corporate hates, here they have recorded. I mean, it's just really classic, really well done. And something that I thought was pretty clever. I'm giving them the #1 campaign of the year, and it came out super late. But I would give IHOP #2 as well. It's not often that big brands come out with big things. The only other thing that I would say on there is the Tide Pod commercial from the Super Bowl. That was really good too. So those would be my top 3. They are all very different. Tide Pod reminds me of like Dilly Dilly. I would probably say that that would be the #1 from last year because it was similar to the What's Up commercials from years before. But remember, you're trying to get people to remember you. And so if people can be remembering you by thinking of a scenario, that can be good. And so Tide Pods, that was one way. And that was pretty clever. IHOP to IHOB, promoting the burgers. And then now with Burger King and their Whopper Detour, super smart on their part. I think it's definitely a way to get downloads and playing a longer game. I actually probably should download the app and go through and see what the sequence is. I'm interested in what they upsell me at a later point. A business like a Burger King, people know about it, right? And so it's not like you have to introduce this business to them, which is oftentimes what people have to do when they don't know you. You have to get to know them, right? People know McDonald's, people know IHOP, people know Burger King, people know these big brands. And so now you have to get that attention back to you. And so by doing it in a way that gets people something basically for free, gets them to do an action, and then to talk about it like I'm doing here, and several other people are as well, that's exactly what you want to have happen in marketing. And so you have to think about ways that creatively you can get people to think outside the bun, if you will, right? And I think Burger King did a great job with that, but by really dissecting it, it's not even just a bashing of McDonald's. It was taking advantage of something clever from a technology standpoint that my guess is their app is fine with a little bit of innovation. I mean, geofencing is not anything that's super new, but they found a fun, creative way to do that, and here we are talking about it. So what are your thoughts on the BK Lounge and their Whopper Detour marketing campaign? Did you like it? Did you download it? Do you think it was good? Do you think it's the #1 of the year? What was your #1 of the year? Would love to know what it is. I actually saw an interesting campaign last night from the guy that I bought my wedding rings, plural, from. And so so how can you do this on your own? Like, you got to think like, okay, what can I do? And so his name's Chris, and so he has his the engagement box. Let's just say it's this, and he's like, "Oh, I just got something for my wife, and I'm gonna go tell her." And I don't know if she was in on the joke or not, but it was really well done, and I actually gave him props for it. And so he goes and he has, imagine this is a ring box, right? And so he goes on Facebook Live, which I was like, this is interesting. He owns a ring store. What did he get her, his wife, that he couldn't always get. And so he walks down the stairs or something like that, goes to a different room, and he has this ring box and goes, hey honey, I love you, I got you something. And then he gives it to her, he tries to open it, and he can't open it because he's stumbling, which is funny. And then he opens it, and she looks at him, and there's nothing in there really. It's a piece of paper that says, I've ordered something, but it's coming later. And I just thought that was really clever and really good. And then he gets on and says, hey, if you don't want to be like this guy, make sure to come in at a certain time beforehand, basically saying that you have 2 days left if you want a custom order before the holiday season for that thing. And so I thought that was smart by using a cell phone and a ring box, basically. And so it can be easy to do these things with the tools that you have in your pocket, right? And so it was clever. Think about ways that you can do things live on the go that are exciting to get people's attention, like the Liberty Tax people with those. I think they were like the pioneers of like those surfboard like things where they throw them up and get people to see them. Like, you got to get people's attention. For me, physically, jeans and a t-shirt, right? That's typically what I wear. And people are like, why is this guy doing this? Well, I'm getting attention where most people all look the same. So those are a couple of things that are on my mind right now. The Burger King, the BK Lounge, I thought it was super, super well done ad where they are using the geofence technology to get people to get notified when they're in a McDonald's parking lot, basically, that they can get a 1 cent Whopper. And then also Adele Diamond, who I was just telling you a story about how Chris Lyons, fake gave his wife a ring, but he forgot to order it in time, so it was late. Clever ads, cheap and easy to do on one, more expensive probably on the Burger King one. But if you want to be seen, you got to do things that look different. So, what are your favorite ads of the year? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments below. Appreciate you guys always coming around. And until next time, Zack Miller out. Peace.